Yeah, we've been just tapping right into this level, and there's just a wall there. Partly because the 9 EMA is there. It's not really the wall because there's price resistance. The 9 EMA is there. So we're just kind of tapping into 9, kind of tap it into 9, kind of tap it into 9. Now, obviously, the more times you kind of tap into the 9 EMA, the more it's likely to break out. But in the meantime, it is acting as resistance, and you're starting to kind of get a fade back. So right now, like what we have to do is just kind of watch, you know, our levels here to make sure, like, okay, so we got, you know, our old low over here. And, you know, we've got this resistance spot here. So, like, right now we're just range, range trading, meaning, right, like we're fading off here. We're kind of bouncing back over here. And so, till that range resides, right, you're just going kind of long, short, till this range resides. And you break over that kind of that sweet spot. So, just something to be mindful of when you're looking at this market is, first of all, this market's just been amazing. It's been giving plays every day. I mean, last week was, even though the market was in the range the whole week, last week was just an easy week of trading. I mean, there was gappers everywhere to play. So that's the good part about kind of what's happening right now is even with the range, we're getting volatility. So it's not a full, we're not a full systems go till we break over this 169. Then we'll have a lot more room to run. Till then, we're just kind of really doing quick trading, chopping it back and forth, long, short, long, short, long, short, long, short. Remember, it's a short week. On short weeks, turkey weeks are usually the best weeks to trade in the market. I've had some of my best weeks ever trading Thanksgiving week. Thanksgiving week is like a great week for pumps and just random stocks just exploding out of nowhere. So keep an eye out. Run your scanners. I'd run your scanners like maybe about 15 minutes into the market, so like 9:45. Start running them to see like what else is popping. Like you'll have a lot of stocks that are not on the gapper list just explode out of nowhere. Turkey week is like the week for like random small cap stocks that just start flying. Historically, it's always been a fun week to trade. And the reason is that, you know, the big boys, the hedge funds and all those type of people, they always leave, right, during Thanksgiving week. Only the degenerates like us, right, the pure degenerates like us are trading this week. And so what will happen is if there's any type of stock that's got like even some type of just random news out, everybody starts to pile into it and gets them going. So just keep an eye out. Every degenerate will be popping into these things if you start to go. Let's talk about our watch list. I put this natural gas on watch today. It's gapping up over here. We're kind of in this bounce zone right now. We may come back and get kind of back into this 150 or even fill this gap up to 200. Most likely natural gas is topped out, of course. But you can get a dead cat bounce for a couple days. That's just the nature of the game. Yeah, you can probably put this acre on your list if you want, but this thing is not my cup of tea because it's just gapping right into resistance. When you get stocks that just kind of bust into supply, that's not where I like to go with this, but to each his own. You want to trade a stock into resistance, go ahead. Ideally, if you were going to hit it, like you'd get, you'd have to get kind of above one of these levels to, kind of move that way. Just not clean enough for me, that's all. Some people like it dirty. Some people don't. All right? What are you going to do? I add this PCG back to the list. It finally cracked this big base from Friday. It had no action on Friday. A lot of fake outs. A lot of fake outs to the short side. A lot of fake outs to the upside. Finally cracked its range over here. This thing should fizzle back out. I'm going to look to short this on the first pop. If it pops into like anything in the 23, 23.50 range, I'll look to potentially short it. I want to short it into the hole because the SSR will still be on it, but I will short into pops. If it pops into there and then it holds, right? It's got to start to roll over, right? You need to like see it pop in the 9 EMA and kind of hold there before you take it down. Like you never want to just short something without a surefire intraday pattern to get into it. This JD's got earnings out. I don't know how much juice it has because obviously this thing's been just trending down all day or all year. But, you've got kind of a bear flag over here. It's down about 3%. 3% at the open. And you can see here, they missed guidance, higher cost, blah, 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 misguidance. None of that stuff is ever good for any company. Chinese stocks in general have been really weak. Think about like Bazoon had a really negative reaction to its earnings, right? We were trading this, on the 11th for a really nice day. This had negative reaction on its earnings, right? Momo, same type of deal. This thing's been getting dusted. So in general, Chinese stocks have been getting faded off earnings. We've been seeing it for a while. So let's keep an eye on that. And then this SPB, I don't know how much volume it's going to have. Right now, we've got a clean breakdown on this. If you look at its weekly chart, it's breaking down levels that, it hasn't been at in 5, 6, 7 years. So this one is definitely going to be at the top of the list for a potential play. So we'll keep an eyeball on this bad boy too. I do like this one out of the gappers. This one and PCG are really the only kind of playable ones, at least in a traditional manner. So we'll keep an eyeball on both of these. In terms of our regular list, hold on here. Crocs is flagging out here. You may see a breakout on this. I'd only take this if the market started to rip. If the market's going to fade back off, your regular technical analysis plays are just not going to work that clean. So you got to, in bull markets where you're trending and you're at all-time highs, you do not have to look at the market at all. You just see a setup, a pattern, and you grip it and you rip it. You see a pattern, you take it. You see a pattern, you take it. When the market is under its major moving averages and it's under pressure, seeing a hot pattern does not mean you can take it, because you have to play also what's happening with the overall market, because when volatility increases, the sell pressure is just really hot. So just something to be mindful of. DWT's an ETF that shorts oil. You got a flag pattern here. I keep that on the list. If market bounces, watch Etsy for this trend line break. If it breaks over that trend line and the market's bouncing, this one should have a lot of juice. If you need a short, this Lulu is looking like it could get dusted today. You're already seeing it kind of open a little bit weak here. Any kind of pop and then a fade back through this level is going to be pretty hot. This Mongo Bongo is a pretty sweet setup if it gets over 85, only on the condition that the market's open, is hot. NGVC, this one had a PR, so it's going to, whether the market's up or down, this one's going to move different than just a regular technical analysis stock, because it had its earnings out. You can see on Friday, Q4 beats, earnings, blah, 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 blah. So this one actually had a lot of heat. So that one will look pretty good. And then, we're still looking to shorten the video. You got a level here from Friday. Usually what will happen on these earnings plays, if you gap down and then you kind of base out for the day, the next day, if you take out that previous low, you can get a really quick drop right at the open. So just something to be mindful of. Man, you guys love MBEV. MBEV's for hoes. But, yeah, if you had it at 3, you're good. If you wanted to get it at 4, you're a no buenos, Martin. Yeah, Facebook, huh? Yeah, Facebook looks like a short, too. This thing's probably going to bleed down to $100, huh? I mean, they're evil anyways. You guys have been reading those articles on what they've been doing. Let their stock bleed. Bastards. Let their stock bleed. What else you guys watching? Nio. So Nio, okay, somebody's asked about Nio. Nio's on my ban list. Right now in the Bulls on Wall Street chat room, unless it's all day, anybody who mentions the name Nio, they get to pay the price. We don't talk about Nio in the Bulls on Wall Street chat room. So, you guys could play it if you want. We're not allowed to talk about it in our chat room, but it looks okay. Nothing special, right? Like, this is the thing. When you think about stocks, you want to have range. You want to be able to push, right? You've got to be able to have, like, big chunks. You can't scalp your way to money, right? You got to take chunks. And so what do you see on this little thing? These are like little baby candles, right? Little baby wavy candles. To me, that's not enough heat. That's not enough range to want to get interested in it, right? So that's where I'm kind of taking a pass on that one. I think that we have other plays that are going to have range, you know? I mean, hell, like this UGAS, you know, I mean, I ripped like $600 on this thing, trading like 100 shares of it the other day. Right? Like the range is just sick. You know, like you don't have to even go in big, right? Like you can go in with a small amount of shares and still rip big gains because you've got range, right? So always think about range versus price. Price is fun. Like you see a low price, you're thinking, oh, it can move a lot. No, like you have to think range. I'd rather have $50 shares of a stock that's going to move $20 and trade it back and forth than, right, try to take some $7 stock and play like the 5-10 cents in it. You know, what's easier? Trading something back and forth that's got $20, you can play the ebbs and flows and the waves in it, or something that's, right, $5 and going to move around a couple pennies, right? You've got to think, like, if a stock can't move $1, it doesn't matter the price. If you can't move $1, you're going to be hard-pressed to be able to come in and out and get in and out easily on it. Oh, yeah. Hey, Ben, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, you know, Tesla's looking hot, you know. Frankly, if the market had been such a dud, this thing would have broke out to all-time highs already. You know, DBX, this one's under a lot of resistance here. For me, kind of actually, it looks short for sure. Yeah, and you couldn't long it, really. It's got a lot of repair to do. So I definitely would have, you know, if you're looking short on this, I think you got it. Hey, Ben, how you doing, man? Hey, Anthony, what's up, baby? Hey, Anthony, don't you trade at the Click? You know you get free access to the chat room, right? All our traders get free access to the chat room in there. Yeah, Roku's a bear flag too. Good. Me gusta, me gusta. Good, 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 good. All right, guys, let's go do what we got to do. You know how this thing goes, man. There's a lot of plays out there. It's Monday. If you start the week off good, then you're in good shape, right? Yeah, just tell Tim, Anthony. And, guys, we have a free 2-day workshop that starts tomorrow. Hopefully, we'll see everybody in there. My guy Eric will post a link to it. We'll have everybody come in, have a lot of fun in this thing. Now, let's go do what we got to do, if you know what I mean. If I could turn back time, if I could find a way. Oh, yeah, we got to add this SPB. Damn, this SPB's already getting shredded, huh, Brad? Fuck, man, I was hoping to hit this thing at the open. Yeah, you can already see this thing getting dusted. It's $4 candle right there. What a hoe for show. Yeah, Anthony, I think we're gonna have to play a little natural gas today too, buddy. You right. Faux show. Goose, JD. That's the one. Good. All right, let's do what we got to do, man. We got trades that we can make right off at the open. Let's try to make $1,000 in the next 30 minutes. Rock and roll, baby. Let's be good. Let's be good. Let's be fast.